And they have the audacity to want to lie to the world.
It's in the middle of nowhere. They were beating us every time we stopped singing.
It was almost the perfect hatchet job. They nearly got away with their well-choreographed story. However, a hot dog, chicken and chips is what sold them out. Now Joanna Mamombe, Cecilia Chimbiri and Netsai Marova regret how a stopover at a fast food shop exposed their deception. Wednesday, May 13th, 2020, seemed just like any other day under Zimbabwe's COVID-19 lockdown. Most businesses in the capital Harare were open after weeks of tight regulations to control the disease, and citizens were slowly finding their feet under a new normal. Suddenly, shocking news shook the country that afternoon. 3 opposition MDC Alliance youth leaders had reportedly been arrested for demonstrating against the Zimbabwe government. Moments later, more news suggested the 3, Cecilia Chimbiri, Joanna Mamombe and Netsai Marova, had been abducted. The MDC Alliance seemed livid. Its leadership laid the blame squarely on government and vented apparent anger through social media. As dusk approached, the mystery deepened. There was absolutely no sign of the 3 young women. Their mobile phones remained unreachable. No one seemed to know their whereabouts. Where were they? Could something terrible have happened to them? And was the Zimbabwe government really behind their disappearance as the opposition alleged? These questions continued to linger well after nightfall, but no one seemed to have answers. Day 2, still no sign of Cecilia, Joanna and Netsai in the morning. Some MDC Alliance activists continued to blame authorities in Zimbabwe, and a few foreign agencies appeared to believe them. The Zimbabwe Republic Police shot back, saying the 3 were neither arrested nor in their custody. Afternoon came and there was no word from the 3 young women. Police investigators were on the case, combing different places for leads. In the meantime, the MDC Alliance still pointed to abduction. But there was to be a twist in the evening. Cecilia, Joanna and Netsai were found in the Muchapondwa area of Mashonaland Central Province. They alleged that some police officers and 2 men abducted them at around 3 p.m. on May 13th. They also claimed to have been sexually abused and assaulted for demonstrating against the government. Soon, images of the 3 women in torn, dirty clothes and their hospitalization flooded the media. Their stories stoked emotions and appeared true. However, a few days later, investigators unearthed vital evidence to prove that the whole story was nothing but a hoax. Investigators started by interviewing residents and business owners in Warren Park suburb, the scene of the demonstration and where Cecilia, Joanna and Netsai were last seen. No meaningful leads were established. After days on the lookout, there was finally a breakthrough in the investigation. Detective Charles Makura's team decided to trace the women's movements using cellular phone tracking technology. The technology determines the geographic location of a particular user in real time. It has been used to solve crime globally, and the telecommunications experts validate its accuracy. In official statements, the 3 claimed to have been arrested at a police roadblock along Samora Machel Avenue while on their way into the central business district after buying groceries at Marimba Shopping Center. However, the cellular tracking technology, CCTV footage and photographs show evidence to the contrary. It was established that the 3 women were at the demonstration in Warren Park and not at Marimba Shopping Center as they claimed. Combining this technology and CCTV footage, investigators established the exact route that the young politicians took after the demo. According to data gathered, they used Westwood Road, which separates Westwood and Kambuzuma suburbs. Their vehicle, driven by Joanna, turned left into Kambuzuma Road and headed towards the Workington industrial area. The women were eventually on Coventry Road and then onto Rotten Row Avenue. Data shows that they drove to Fidelity Life Towers on Raleigh Street. Fidelity Life Towers houses the Counseling Services Unit, which is owned by the Zimbabwe Doctors for Human Rights, a critic of the Zimbabwe government. CCTV footage from nearby buildings shows their silver Mercedes-Benz vehicle, registration number AFE 9222, outside Fidelity Life Towers at 13:43 hours. From Fidelity Life Towers, Joanna, Cecilia and Nitsai's movements were detected in the copy area. Cecilia noticed her uncle drive past their vehicle and called him on his mobile phone immediately. The Mercedes-Benz then made a U-turn and they met the uncle at the corner of Coventry and Rotten Row roads. The uncle later confirmed to investigators that he met Cecilia and company at around 13:55 hours. Afterwards, the three headed to Old Mutual Building along 3rd Street in the Central Business District. Their vehicle is captured on CCTV cameras just after 1400 hours. Curiously, MDC Alliance leader Nelson Chamisa has an office in the Advocates' Chambers at Old Mutual Building. After their 3rd Street stopover, the tracking technology places them at the corner of Baines Avenue and 6th Street. Moments later, they were on Golden Stairs Road in the Ashbrittle area before making a U-turn and heading to Belgravia suburb. At 14:55 hours, Joanna told her lawyer Jeremiah Bamo via WhatsApp text that she had been arrested. Bamo responds promptly asking whether she was at the Harare Central Police Station's Law and Order Department. There was no reply from Joanna. Nearly an hour later, Bamo asks, "How many are you?" And again, Joanna did not reply. At 16:24, he communicated that he was failing to locate Joanna and her colleagues. At 17:34, Bamo sent his final text to Joanna, stating his intention to file a missing persons report. He later shared the messages with investigators. CCTV footage from 5 cameras shows the trio arriving at Belgravia Shopping Centre at 16:45 and parking outside a food court. The vehicle registration number AFE 9222 appears clearly in the footage. Soon after, Cecilia, who was in the back seat, and Nitsai, the front seat passenger, are seen disembarking, presumably to order food, but seemingly sensing that they might be noticed, the two quickly jump back into the vehicle. The footage shows Cecilia still